If you are in college thinking about becoming an accountant, but you're not really sure if it's the right career path for you, there are a few things you should know. A few things I wish I knew before becoming an accountant that may help you with your decision. School is really good at teaching debits and credits. However, it's not very good at demonstrating what having an accounting career is actually like. So in this video, I'm going to go over 5 things I wish I knew before becoming an accountant. If that is something that you are interested in, definitely keep watching. Hi, my name is Kelly Randolph. I have worked in corporate accounting for over 10 years now. I have worked at both Fortune 200 and Fortune 500 companies, and I'm currently a financial reporting manager. The first thing I wish I knew before becoming an accountant is that you can actually make a lot of money working in accounting. When we think about corporate positions that earn a lot of money, a lot of times we think about finance positions, investment banking, and we think about consulting. But did you know that a lot of accountants actually make well over 6 figures? So if a goal of yours is to make over 6 figures, you can definitely do that in accounting. A typical starting salary for an entry-level accountant is going to be anywhere from $60,000 to $85,000. Once you become promoted to a senior accountant, you can be earning anywhere between $85,000 to $110,000. And then once you become an accounting manager, you can be earning anywhere from $100,000 to $170,000. For example, 2 of my friends have recently become promoted from a senior accountant to an accounting manager. One of my friends got a starting salary offer of $135,000 base salary, and my other friend got a starting salary offer of $145,000 base salary. And both of them also are receiving annual bonuses, which are not included as part of their base salary. So that's just to give you an idea of how much accountants are earning once they become an accounting manager. Obviously, these salaries are going to vary based on your location, the company you work for, and the amount of experience you have. The second thing I wish I knew before becoming an accountant is there are a ton of job opportunities for accountants. For example, when you are in college, a lot of times your professors are going to talk to you about working at a Big 4 company and either choosing working in audit or tax. When I was in college, I originally thought these were some of the only positions that accountants could get. So I was just trying to figure out which one of those 2 positions I would be interested in working in. However, now that I actually work in accounting, I now know that there are a ton of positions outside of audit and tax that accountants can do with an accounting degree. For example, you could work in corporate accounting. You can work in financial reporting, which is what I do. You can also work on a team called consolidations. You could work on more specialized accounting teams. For example, you can work in lease accounting. You can work in fixed assets accounting. You can become a cost accountant. You could become a property accountant. There are so many different types of accounting positions available that I had no idea even existed. If you are finding this video helpful so far, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more accounting career content. The third thing I wish I knew before becoming an accountant is that you do not need a CPA to get your first accounting job. In college, there is a lot of pressure to get a CPA right away, and I don't think it's bad to have a CPA, but you don't need one to get your first accounting job. For example, myself, I do not have my CPA yet, and I am a financial reporting manager. And I actually recommend that you start your accounting career first and decide if you even like accounting before you put the effort into studying for your CPA. My personal belief is you can make 6 figures working in accounting without a CPA. You can get to the accounting manager position without having a CPA. However, then if you want to continue to progress in your career into those higher accounting positions, let's say you want to be a director of accounting, for example, then yes, you most likely do need your CPA. And another caveat to this too is you do not need a master's degree to work in accounting. And if you are considering getting a master's degree, and the reason you're considering getting your master's degree is to become CPA eligible, I want to mention to you that there is changes going on right now to the CPA requirements, and a lot of states are now transitioning for you to only need 120 120 credit hours to sit for the CPA. So you should look that up. You should Google your state and CPA requirements 2027 and see if they're changing. I personally am CPA eligible at this point, and I did not get my master's degree. What I ended up doing is going to community college. So that is something that you can do also. I graduated my university with slightly over 120 credit hours, and then I took the additional credit hours needed through an accounting program at my community college, which was much cheaper than getting a master's. In addition to that, I also did get my first accounting job, and the company that I worked for helped pay for me to get those credit hours at the community college. So it saved me a lot of money as well doing that, because a lot of companies have tuition reimbursement programs. So you should look into that too to see if your company has a tuition reimbursement program. And also the final thing I'm going to mention on this point is a lot of companies also do pay for their accountants to get their CPA, which is another benefit of getting your foot in the door with the company first before getting your CPA. The fourth thing I wish I knew before becoming an accountant is that accounting is so much more interesting in real life compared to school. When I was doing accounting in school, I remember thinking that this was so boring. I didn't really care about learning debits and credits, and I wasn't super interested in using T accounts. And the fake accounting problems that I was working on, I just thought they were just so not interesting. However, now that I'm actually working in accounting, I'm really glad that I did not let my accounting courses dissuade me from becoming an accountant, because I absolutely love accounting. I know that's weird to say, but I really do like working in accounting. I think that accounting is so much more interesting when you're doing it for a real company opposed to fake accounting examples in a textbook. Also, like I said earlier, there's so many different areas in accounting. So sometimes you may hear people complain about accounting, but you have to think to yourself, maybe it's just the type of accounting that they're doing, because accounting is so broad. So then you have to think, what type of accounting are they doing? Is it the accounting themselves that they don't like? Or perhaps is it their boss that they don't like that is making their accounting experience miserable for them? Is it the team that they're on that they don't like? All of these factors are going to influence whether you like your job. And for me personally, I really do like working in accounting. I think it's very interesting. I love working in financial reporting. I love the types of things I'm exposed to working in financial reporting. I like working with the balance sheet, cash flow statement, income statement, statement of equity, the various accompanying footnotes. I like doing various analysis. I just think accounting is very fascinating. I'm working on different types of things throughout the day, throughout the quarter, throughout the year, and I personally love accounting. I think it's a very rewarding career, and like I said earlier in this video, it also pays very good. And if for whatever reason you don't like accounting, you can transition to either a different accounting team, or you can transition to a different team completely. You can move to investor relations, you can move to finance, you can move to treasury. There's just so many options. So the point number 4 is, don't think accounting is boring just because maybe your college class makes it seem boring. It's not boring. I personally love accounting. And finally, the 5th thing that you should know is you don't have to be good at math to do accounting. Similar to number 4, when you're learning accounting, a lot of times you're doing various equations by hand. When you are in the real world working on actual accounting transactions, you are not typically doing accounting equations by hand. Either you're using Excel, which is very common, or you are using some type of accounting software like HFM or SAP, to give a few examples. There's just so many various accounting softwares and tools that you're using. Just know, you don't have to be good at math to do accounting, because a lot of people ask me that. Oh, well, I'm interested in accounting, but I'm not really good at math. Can I still be an accountant? Yes, 100% you can be. So if you are interested in working in accounting, I definitely think you should go for it. It is a very rewarding career choice. There is a lot of stability in accounting, a lot of job opportunities, and it pays really well. I now am offering one-on-one career consults to help you get your first accounting job. So if that is something you are interested in, definitely check the link in this video or the link in my bio. And I also do have a free resume template in my bio as well, and the description of this video, that you can use if you are writing your first resume. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Definitely consider liking and subscribing for more accounting career content. And I will see you in the next video.